Hello dear students. So far we have discussed about electric potential and its work done and electrostatic potential difference. So based on this particular concept we will study if we have a n number of charges, how to get the potential at a particular point. Correct? So these are the topics which we supposed to deal today. So electric potential due to system of charges we will discuss in the beginning. So what is the meaning of electrostatic charges in a system? In a system it could be n number of charges, correct? No? So it could be any multiple of charges over here. So let us consider, you take one point somewhat, let us say P over here, where you are supposed to calculate electric potential due to multiple charges or system of charges, correct? So that we need a charges. So you take a point over here with the particle which is having a charge q1, and you have kept this particular charge q1 with the distance, let us say r1, and you take one more charge, let us say q2, let us say minus q2. You have kept with the distance, let us say r2. For a time being we will consider only two charges, and you can take n number of charges that we will discuss at the end. So how many charges you have taken over here? Obviously it is 2. Which are those? q1 and minus q2. And you have kept a charge q1 with the distance r1 at a point with respect to p, and you have kept minus q2 with the distance r2 over here. Correct? Now what you are supposed to do over here? What you are supposed to do? Just calculate what is the potential at a point p. By the way, what is the meaning of electrostatic potential which we have discussed in the previous class? It is the amount of work done by bringing unit positive charge from one point to another point. Similarly, your job is to bring this q1 from one point to this point. So what is the potential at this particular point? Correct? So we have the formula, general formula which we discussed in the previous class, that is V which is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R. Correct? So let us take that is a general formula what we have over here. So based on that formula we will discuss V1, which is nothing but potential due to Q1 with the distance R1 over here. So Q can be replaced by what? Q1, and your R can be replaced by what? R1. Why? Because you have kept the Q1 with the distance R1. So similarly, your job is to get the one more potential at a point P due to which charge? Obviously it is the minus q2, and you have kept minus q2 with the distance of how much? Which is nothing but r2 over here. So you take one more potential v2 which is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, and based on this general formula q can be replaced by what? Let us say q2, because you have kept minus q2, minus I have written over here. So that's why, and you have kept minus q2 with the distance of how much? Which is nothing but r2. Now, how to get the total potential in the system over here, which is nothing but the net potential which is equal to V1 plus V2. What we have for V1, which is nothing but 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 by R1. What about V2? Substitute these values, and I have taken a common over here. What is the common term we can expect between these two formula? Which is nothing but 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Correct? You have taken a common over here. What is the inside the bracket? Which is nothing but q1 divided by r1 minus q2 divided by r2. Why this minus comes over here? Because we have taken a minus q2 over here. If it is a plus q2, we can directly take it as q1 by r1 plus q2 by r2. So that's why how to define your if you are dealing in terms of electrostatic potential under the region of multiple charges. How to define this? Potential at a point due to the multiple charges is the algebraic sum of, it is the algebraic sum of the potential due to individual charges. Correct? Whatever you are going to get over here, which is nothing but it is the sum of individual charges. So this is what exactly we can expect in the region of multiple charges. Well, next we will move on to the electric potential on the axis of a dipole. Before we move to this, you tell me what exactly the dipole is. The meaning of dipole. What is the meaning of di? Which is nothing but a two. What do you mean by pole? You should have a 2 points over here, correct? So since we are dealing electrostatic, we are dealing in terms of charges. If two charges, let us say one is here and one more is here, if it is equal and opposite charges, which is nothing but plus q and minus q, and this should be, are they close each other or separated by some distance? Obviously, what you can see over here, these two charges are separated by some distance, correct? No? So that's why we can call it as the meaning of dipole, which is nothing but the two unlike charges are separated by a small distance. So let us take your dipole somewhat like this. You take 2 points. You take 2 points somewhat like this. Let us say minus q, and this is a plus q, correct? And let us say these two are separated by a small distance. Can I say it is the center of a dipole over here? Correct? What is the length of your dipole? We can expect the total length of your dipole, which is nothing but, which you studied in the previous chapter, that is 2a. So if it is a 2a, what about the length of from here to the midpoint? So which is nothing but a. What about from here? Which is nothing but a. So a plus a, which is nothing but 2a, correct? So what do you mean by 2a over here? Which is nothing but length of your dipole. So your job is to take electric potential on the axis of dipole. So can I say this is the axis of this particular dipole over here, and you take one point P where you are supposed to measure or where you are supposed to find electrostatic potential. So this is the point where we supposed to measure electrostatic potential. So you have kept your point P from the distance. Say always whenever I say dipole, to take a measurement at any point, your job is to start a point exactly from the middle of this particular dipole. Always remember this particular point. Whenever you measure, you are supposed to take from the midpoint of this particular dipole. It could be a derivation or it could be any numerical. If you want to measure in any point, your job is to take exactly from middle of the dipole. Got it? So you have taken at a point B in the distance of how much? Let us say r. So I have taken r is the distance between midpoint of a dipole to the point B where we are supposed to measure electrostatic potential. So obviously it is a dipole. How many charges? 2 charges. Which are the 2 charges we can expect? Plus and minus q. And your job is to find electrostatic potential at the point P due to, let us say, minus q. Are you getting? So your job is to find electrostatic potential P or potential at the P due to which charge? Minus q. That's why I have written minus q as a subscript with respect to V over here. So what is the general formula I can expect of electrostatic potential? We have V, which is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r. R, which is nothing but what? It is the distance between point P and where you have kept a point charge over here. Correct? No? So what is the distance from P to minus q over here? So we have P to midpoint as R, and from here to here we have taken as A. So what should be the two relations we can expect? Which is nothing but R plus A. So that's what I have taken, R plus A, the distance between a point P and the charge where we have kept over here. So with the negative sign, why this negative sign comes over here? Use your common sense if you have, because we have taken minus q charge over here. Are you getting? So similarly, if I want to calculate at a potential at a point P with respect to plus q, what should be your answer? You know the distance between point P and from point P to plus q charge, which is nothing but the total distance we have r. From here to here we have a distance a. Can I say that this much distance, which is nothing but r minus a? That's why we supposed to write in the place of the distance between 2 points as r minus a. And whether minus q is required or plus q is required, what should be your answer? It is plus q. Why? Because we have taken plus q with point P. So that's why, what is the next step we can follow over here? Just now we have discussed potential due to multiple charges, how to get a net potential, which is nothing but just by adding the two potential. So how to get the two net potential? So this is how we are supposed to add. And if I add these two parts, what is the common term I can take it out? Q by 4 pi epsilon naught. What should be the inside the bracket? Which is nothing but 1 by r minus a minus 1 by r plus a. Don't you think it looks like one of the mathematical formula called as a plus b into a minus b? So if it is so, what's the formula we have? A plus b into a minus b is equal to a square minus b square. Apply the same method over here. So can I write a plus b, which is nothing but r plus a minus b, which is nothing but r minus a. So it can be written as r square minus a square. So, and if I cross multiply this, can I write at the end product dash this r will get cancelled? What is remaining over here? What is remaining? A plus a, which is nothing but 2a. So try to recollect the things which you have discussed in the first chapter. That is, what is the formula I can expect for electric dipole moment? We know electric dipole, which is nothing but it is a two unlike charges are separated by some small distance. And if I deal in terms of electric dipole moment, we have one formula that is equal to, it is a product of either charge into length of your dipole. What is the length of your dipole? Which is nothing but 2a. Are you getting? So it is, as per the definition, it is the product of either charges. It could be plus q or it could be minus q. So that's why I have taken 1 q over here into length of a dipole. What should be the length of a dipole over here? Obviously no, which is nothing but 2 into a. That's why in the numerator, can you see the same electric dipole moment formula that is applied over here? That is nothing but q into 2a can be replaced by what? Which is nothing but p over here. P, which is nothing but always p, which represent electric dipole moment. Remember this. So we have replaced q into 2a as p over here. Now your job is to observe the one more factor, which is nothing but, for example, don't you think the length of A is much smaller than r over here? For example, if I keep this particular point at infinity, where you can't see. So if I keep this particular point P at infinity, don't you think this r is much greater than this small a over here, or this a is much smaller than r over here? Are you getting? So if it is so, in such case we can use this formula as, if a is much smaller than r, can I say a is negligible over here? So what is the final formula I can expect? That is nothing but 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught p by r square, where p which deals with what? Electric dipole moment, r which deals with what? Distance between a point P where you are supposed to measure electric potential with respect to charge, where we have kept under the region of electric field. Got it? This is what exactly we are supposed to deal in terms of electrostatic potential on the axis. Yes. We will move on to the one more point of today's discussion, that is electric potential on the midpoint of a dipole. So far we have discussed by taking electric dipole, we have got electric potential on the axis, correct? So now your job is to keep your point P exactly midpoint of the dipole. Since it is a dipole, it should be how many charges? Obviously it is two charges separated by a small distance. Let us say you have kept a minus q and you have kept a plus q. If it is so, can I say it is a midpoint? But they didn't mention midpoint on the axis, correct? Your job is to take, by the way, what should be the distance between two charges over here. Obviously it is a dipole. Can I say the distance between midpoint to here as A and midpoint to plus Q as A, and you take one midpoint with respect to this over here, and you keep a point P over here, and your job is to find electric potential at this particular point, which is nothing but, can I say it is a midpoint with respect to this particular dipole over here, correct? Now, can I say how to find electric potential at a point P with respect to minus Q, electric potential due to point P due to plus Q? So you join this point somewhat like this. Are you getting? So you have kept a point P from middle of the electric dipole with the distance of r over here. Let us say you have kept a distance r over here. So don't you think it looks like your right angle triangle, the two right angle triangle over here as well as here? Now your job is to find what? Your job is to find electric potential at a point P due to minus Q charge, electric potential due to point P with respect to plus Q charge. So let us discuss over here, and you take, if you have this much length as well as from here to here length, how to get the length from minus Q to P over here? Use a Pythagoras formula. There you will get what should be the this much length I can expect, which is nothing but a square plus r square with the square root. Are you getting? So don't you think your square root of your x can be taken as x power 1 by 2 over here? Are you getting? So you use the basic formula over here, which is nothing but electrostatic potential general formula, which is nothing but V, which is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R, where R is deals with what? Distance between a point P, where we are supposed to measure electrostatic potential with respect to the charge which we have kept. So here we are supposed to measure electric potential at this particular point due to minus Q charge. So V with the minus Q subscript can be taken as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R square plus A square. So this is how we got this, based on the Pythagoras formula. That's it. So similarly, your job is to find point P due to plus Q charge. Substitute over here R square plus A square with the square root. So can I get the similar relation both the side as the distance between point P with respect to plus Q as A square plus R square, because we have a two right angle triangle, that's it. So how to get a net potential in the process over here, based on our previous discussion, which is nothing but add these two potential and get the result. So V minus Q, V plus Q, if I add this, what is the common term I can expect? What is the common term? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught along with the Q. If I take it out, what is there inside the bracket? Don't you think these two equal and opposite term we can expect inside the bracket over here? As you know, 1 minus 1, which is nothing but 0. Similarly, if I have a equal and opposite term, can I cancel this? What is going to obtain? 0, 0 into anything. Anything, what is anything I can expect? Is this much? Anything into 0? 0. So what is the final result? Should be potential is absolutely 0. And there is a possibility question for 1 mark in your board as well as any CBS exam. Even though you know all the formula, all the derivation, it is like they are going to ask in such a way that what is the electrostatic potential can be 0 under the region of electric dipole. Your answer should be exactly in the midpoint of electric dipole, electric potential is 0. Yeah. Well, now we will discuss one of the most important derivation in this particular chapter. So that is electrostatic potential in a general point. So due to dipole, what do you mean know dipole, which is nothing but having a two equal and opposite charges separated by a small distance, correct? So you take a general point somewhere here. So before we move to this, we need a electric dipole, which is nothing but minus q1 plus q. We have already taken over here. Obviously, what is the length of the dipole? It's nothing but 2a. So what is the half of the length of the dipole? Let us say a. So you have kept, say it is the midpoint of the dipole, and you take a over here, and your job is to find electric potential in a general point. Let us say you have taken point P as a general point with the distance r from the midpoint of a dipole. Always, whatever measurement you are going to take, it should be taken from midpoint of a dipole. Got it? So we have taken point P, the distance r with respect to the center of a dipole, and what is the length of a dipole? Which is nothing but 2a. Now your job is to find electric potential at the point P due to minus q as well as plus q. So let us say V1, which is nothing but, your job is to find electric potential at the point P due to plus q. So let us say 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q divided by AP. What is the distance I can expect? We don't know, because it is not a right angle over here. So that we need to do some procedure to get the distance between A to P. So for time being, I have taken AP as the distance between point P to A over here. So one more charge we have kept, since it's a dipole over here, that is minus q. What is the electric potential at the point P due to minus q? Which is nothing but 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught minus q divided by the distance from here to here, which is nothing but, can I say PB or BP over here? For a time being, you take these two. Then how to get the net potential over here? Which is nothing but add V1 plus V2. You can expect net potential over here. So I have taken this term over here. What I can take common between these two? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught including q. What is there inside the square bracket? 1 by AP minus 1 by BP. Your job is to find what now? The value of AP as well as BP. So to get value of AP and BP, we need to do some work. That is nothing but, let us take one line or draw a perpendicular AM and BN from A as well as B. You take one perpendicular with respect to this line as well as you take perpendicular with respect to this from here to here. So this should be the perpendicular over here. So this is the perpendicular we can expect over here. So in a right angle triangle BNO, where is the right angle triangle BNO? Let us say it is a right angle triangle. So as you know, cos theta, which is nothing but what? It is adjacent divided by hypotenuse. So obviously ON, where is ON? So adjacent divided by hypotenuse. Which is the hypotenuse over here? This is the hypotenuse. Correct? Are you getting? So ON divided by BO, which is equal to cos theta. Correct? Now if I write with respect to ON, you shift this BO over here. Can I write ON which is equal to BO cos theta? Now your BO can be replaced by what? Don't you think it is the half of the dipole over here? What is the value of your half of the dipole? Which is nothing but A over here. So replace your BO as A into cos theta. For a time being, so take, don't you think BP, the length of this BP, which is nearly equal to NP over here, which is nearly equal to NP. I am not saying that it is exactly equal, which is nearly equal. So BP, which is nearly equal to NP. If it is so, can I write, and how to get the length of this PN or NP over here? Can I say it is nothing but ON plus OP over here? Are you getting? So write ON plus OP. Now can I write, this is nothing but what we have got ON over here just now, which is nothing but A cos theta. Replace ON as A cos theta and OP as, what is the length between O to P we have taken, that is nothing but your R. So replace R and make it as equation 2 over here, because we have already taken equation 1 over here. And similar procedure should be done to get your AP. So you take the one more right angle triangle, which is that OAM. If I take this as right angle triangle, how to get a cos theta once again? Which is nothing but adjacent divided by hypotenuse. So which is adjacent OM. OM is adjacent. Are you getting? So divided by OA is opposite or hypotenuse. So can I write OM by OA which is equal to cos theta, or with respect to OM, what is supposed to write? You bring this OM over here and OA into cos theta, and OA can be replaced by what? Where is the OA? Which is nothing but half of the dipole, which is nothing but A over here. Replace OA as A and into cos theta. Now for time being, can I say AP which is nearly equal to MP over here? I am not saying exactly equal. Once again, which is nearly equal. So if it is so, can I write what should be this length? What is the length of MP? So can I write R minus this much over here, which is nothing but OP minus OM, which is nothing but this much length. What is the length of OP? Which is nothing but R minus what is the value I can expect with respect to OM, which we have got just now, which is nothing but A cos theta. So substitute and make it as equation 3. Don't you think we have got AP as well as BP over here? Substitute in the given equation. Replace your AP as this much and replace your BP as what we got over here. So if I do so, substitute over here and do the cross multiplication. If I do cross multiplication, don't you think the denominator what we have over here, which looks like one of the mathematical formula, what is that? Once again, A plus B into A minus B, which is nothing but A square minus B square. A B into A plus B can be taken as A square minus the whole term become B square. So if I do cross multiplication, what I can expect in the numerator? So R plus A cos theta minus R plus A cos theta plus R minus R will get cancelled. What is remaining? Obviously 1 plus 1, 2. So similarly, equal term if I add, you can expect 2A cos theta. So use your common sense. If you have, what I can replace Q into 2A, which is nothing but electric dipole moment. So electric dipole moment Q to A can be replaced by P. So we have already replaced, mentioned it as P into cos theta. So this is the general expression what we can expect if we have potential at the general point. And what is the beauty of this equation? Just by having this one equation, we can derive or we can get the expression of the previous derivation what we have learned over here. Just by having one derivation. How? We'll see now. See, if I want to get the expression of the second one, electric potential on the axis. Now, if I bring this point P along the axis over here, don't you think it is the axis over here? And if I bring over here point P, now if I want to measure electric potential at the point P, what is the expression I can expect? Just by having this formula. See, your job is to mention theta over here. Don't you think this is the axis? Don't you think theta is 0 over here? And if I bring, and you might have thinking that if I keep this point P over here, what it should be? Correct? So if I keep it over here, it is 0, and if I keep it over here, it is 180. It doesn't matter actually. So what is the value of cos 0? What is the value of cos 0? Is 1 into anything. Anything. What is anything I can expect? Which is nothing but this. Don't you think? Cos 0 is 1. We have 1 into P. Once again. Are you getting? This is how exactly deals over here. Are you getting? This is how exactly we can expect this formula over here. And one more thing, midpoint as well. If I bring this particular point exactly midpoint over here, exactly over here, don't you think it is a midpoint? What should be the angle? What should be the angle now? What should be the angle now? 90 degree. So cos 90 is how much? 0. 0 into anything. 0. So by having one single derivation or one single expression, we can expect all the things which is based on electric dipole. That's why this is a derivation, we can call it as electric potential in a general point. So this is what exactly I wanted to tell in this particular concept.